And we have here the Temple Serapis. Serapis was a vaunted god of the ancient era. Both the Egyptians and Greeks highly revered Serapis as a male deity, kind of a composite, I believe, of Osiris and Isis. And later the Romans also adopted Serapis, basically forming kind of a cult of people who were his followers. So he was sort of seen as a kind of an uber god, if you will, that represented many dimensions of the kind of polytheistic pantheon of gods, but the underworld was one of them. And here we're at the Temple Serapis in Naples, Italy. And you'll notice on the columns, the remainders of this temple, that there are these dark splotches. And those are incrustations of marine bivalves. I'm not too sure which types that were, but like barnacles and clams and other kind of critters. And the interesting irony of this is that this temple appeared in really among the early geological science as both evidence of catastrophism, the idea that major upheavals have essentially sculpted the world that we see and live in, and the other, which was somewhat supplanted that, uniformitarianism. And uniformitarianism would say that sort of the present is the key to the past, and you can observe minute changes in some physical processes, and then over the distance of geologic time, you can then accomplish, a massive amount of work sculpting the landscape. So without kind of integrating those two theories, we have Serapis was pointed to as examples of both. So in the former, it was in terms of catastrophism, this area was believed to have uplifted and down dropped rather quickly at times. And there is historic evidence of that given the nearby volcanoes, when magma chambers would be vented off and to support eruptions of volcanoes, you would have a down drop in the crust nearby. And so that was pointed out. This is why you would see the evidence of this at Serapis. On the other hand, uniformitarianism, this area has been observed to also see very slow changes relative to sea level. So again, it's a matter of interpretation until we could have evidence to show that maybe both could be true. And there you see. So in fact, Sir Charles Lyell, British geologist, as known as the father of uniformitarianism, had espoused that this was more of an evidence of the slow geologic process in the ancient age, really the geological ages, not that this was, for example, catastrophism in the sense of, well, that's evidence of the Darwinian flood. And when the flood flooded the area, then it would have left marks like this, potentially on different places, essentially the youthfulness of places.